guys? Welcome to another hand balancing tip. Today I got for you how to use hanging to your advantage. So we do a lot of things in our hands. We put a lot of pressures in our hands, whether that is arm balances, inversions, or handstand in itself. We are in this position and we are compressing ourselves. We want to decompress ourselves. You probably heard of that. Hanging is one of the best things to do for that. Now, there are many ways we can hang. Let's go one by one. Now, first of all, it decompresses your spine, it decompresses your wrist, and it allows better blood flow in also your flexor groups, in your extensor groups, and it's overall a mechanical efficient movement for all movement in general, but for hand balancing it is key that you pair your hand balancing practice with pulling in general. But if you don't want to do any pulling exercises, at least hang for at least 30 seconds every single day or every other day. Type of hanging: passive and active hang. You know that one. Active is depressing your shoulders and slight retraction. Passive is just letting yourself loose as possible. Benefits: passive hang allows you to completely decompress the spine more than the active hang because you have more weight pulling you down. It also stretches your shoulders, so it's a free shoulder opener, especially if you work on opening the shoulders in this manner. Now, this is not what I want. I want to create external rotation by trying to break the bar away and open through the chest and through the shoulders without doing this. This is not a safe position for the shoulder. You want to be creating this. Imagine like you're breaking the bar in this way. If you are hypermobile or if you are unstable like myself, go for an active hang to create stability in that area. But again, you can be hypermobile in other areas and not necessarily on the shoulder flexion. So work with those two and see which one feels best. If you're working towards stability, active hang. If you're working towards a grip strength plus a release on your entire spine as well as on your lats, go for a passive hang. Now, we also have unilateral, so one-handed. One-handed can be also done either passively or active. You can do it dynamically to work on basically dynamic stability or concentric movements, or you can just do one passive or active. Benefits of unilateral: if you twist to one side, this is actually a one-arm position right here, which is with my body tilted in this manner, not the U shape that we tend to get. If you replicate that, one exercise that I like to do as a bonus tip is this is tilting and this would be shifting. So you can play around with different parts of our core and different parts of side bending your core. Unilateral work works perfectly to understand your weaknesses and which grip strength of which hand you have the most amount of weaknesses, and try holding it for as long as you can on one hand, for as long as you can on the other hand, and see which one tires up the most. Not only that, but which one tires up where. One might be the lat, the other one might be the flexor. Unilateral work, amazing exercise to actually get towards that. Another one that you could do for your shoulder health, again, be aware of either you are stable or if you are hypermobile or way too tight. Work on rotation and then go back. So I do this in an active hand position because I have instability in my shoulders more than I have stability, and if I do it passively, I am going to suffer. How I did it: I'm with my left right now. I am turning my palm in this direction, and my body is just going to turn around. As a side tip, keep that core engaged, keep everything tight like you're in a handstand. This is basically an inverted handstand. Unilateral work for your weaknesses and for health of your shoulder and rotation, and one arm work. Passive and active. Now we get German hang. Shoulder width, roll over, and get into a shoulder extension position instead of shoulder flexion. An amazing counter pose to do when we are working way too much on shoulder flexion or when your front delt is tight. This one is one of the deepest stretch you can do. You can use a box or something to be right here and not using gravity that much. You can scale it down to your level, but it's an amazing counter pose, because in handstand we do a lot of shoulder flexion. We want to contrast that with this. Which brings me to another hanging. This is a hanging still, a German hang horizontal, basically. So if you wanna work on wrist and shoulder extension, the German hang is one of the best hangs. It's one of the best exercises that you can do for that movement, or just grab a plate and work on that, but that's for another tip. German hang, unilateral, passive, active. Fingers, if you want to work on your finger flexors, go into 3 fingers and work more. Remember that we have the wrist flexors, but we also have the finger flexors, which they all come from the forearms, but they have different connections and different muscles. That's why in one of the videos of wrist, I don't making you do this, but I'm actually making you only do this, because you work different parts of your wrist. I want you to do the same with hanging. Play around with this, decompressing your wrist. Play around with this, activating those wrist flexors, which is going to allow you to have a better handstand. Another hanging. They should be more, but this was an actual tip, and the tip is hang as much as you possibly can, ideally 5 minutes every single day, and especially if you're doing handstand work, it's really gonna pay off. Rings is the last one. If you hang on rings, you have more room with your shoulders, and you don't if you have instability in your shoulders like I do, it allows you to create that rotation and have a better and safer practice. That's it for today, guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow.